It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas, and we have wonderful guests. And my wonderful guest today is Michelle Young, and she's from England, and she has a very interesting bio and some very interesting, important things to share with her. And I love the name of her website, Make Earth Great Again.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much, Gail. It's an honor to be on with you. And let's thank the great Kerry Cassidy for the introduction.
Yes,
Another great woman.
Oh, yes, definitely. I love Carrie. She's one of the ones I learned from. She's been in the business a long time, and she does a great job. So, I was happy she connected us. Thank you. Thank you out there, Carrie. And Michelle, let's tell the audience that may not be familiar with you a little bit about your background, your bio, and you're quite the businesswoman.
Well, I think I was born an entrepreneur and a visionary, and I believe we're all born with that, Gail. But you know, the system has tried to suppress that out of us.
Oh, definitely.
I believe in abundance for the whole of humanity, and I've always said that money is great in the right hands. It's a flow of energy.
That's a problem. It's been in the wrong hands.
Exactly. Well, let's remove it from the wrong hands. Yes.
Yes, definitely. Well, one of the things that you had looked into too, which I thought was very interesting, and we can carry that from one economic group to another, and that is you talked about in the show with Carrie the asset stripping of humanity by the judicial system. And look at what we see going on right now with Trump.
Absolutely. And you know, the other thing they do, people that tell the truth with documented evidence, they use fraudulent gagging orders. And that's exactly what they've done to Trump.
Yes. And quite honestly, they do it all the time to lower economic people because they can't fight back. They don't have the resources to fight back. Many times they might have to rely on what I call a public pretender. They're all paid by the court. It's all based on profit, and people don't realize that there's a money trail. There's always a money trail.
Do you know something? I've always said, Gail, I actually don't think the division has been, whether it's man or woman, mainstream media, alternative media, people from other countries, rich or poor. That has been the division, and we've all got to put a stop to that, because we've all been put. The 98% have all been put in the same position. And I know some of the most beautiful people, whether they're billionaires, millionaires, or everyday people. And from all those different walks of life, from my investigation into the financial crimes, it's the same fraud perpetrated upon all of us. And actually, I'll have to say, people think, oh, wealthy people can get away with it. Not true. Because the wealthier you are, and if they want to come for you, the more they're going to target you. So it makes the litigation that they put upon you even harder. And that's what I fought with the Crown and the Rothschilds.
They ran into the wrong woman, didn't they?
Well, I have the blessing of God Almighty. I think that's the answer for all of us, Gail. You know. Yeah. We've all been put on this journey for a good reason, to do the right thing.
Right. And you know what? Once the court makes up their mind that they want to go after whatever person it happens to be, it's all over. They will do pretty much. It's fortunate that Trump has the resources, although they keep trying to drain it. But he is really, what I appreciate about what he's doing, he is showing the corruption in the court system.
Oh, what an absolutely amazing man. And rather than, career-based politicians that, getting a backhander through the back door, he's a great successful man, a businessman, that can actually make, let's be frank, when he was president for the 4 years, the economy was great, no
Yep.
wars. And
Yep.
we need someone like that in the UK, someone like Nigel Farage, who tried to bring Brexit in to stop the 2%, and they tried to block him. But, he's working strong and hard now. And if we had him as the Prime Minister in England, and then Trump in America, you've got two great businessmen that are going to make both those great countries prosper.
Yep. And that's what we need. We do need a leader. Everybody says, oh, you don't want a savior, you have to save yourself. Well, that's in a whole nother ball game in a lot of ways. Yes, we do all have to save ourselves, but we definitely need leadership. And I think Trump was a great example of that. It's just
Absolutely. And yeah, totally. Right. Now, where would you like us to start, Gail, with this? Because I'm excited about the website, because, the mega website, mega in numerology, which equals God, that website is for the whole of humanity. And I think we should start. Where would you like to start?
let me share your website right now.
Okay, great.
So let's start right here, and you can explain what is here, and I will go to whichever place you want me to go. How's that sound?
Fantastic. I think if we start with the homepage, where I'm working with the great Anthony Stansfield, who's a previous fraud and crime commissioner, was in this country, who's still working behind the scenes full time, working with everyone across the UK regarding the financial crimes. You can see with his witness statement on my case and the bank frauds with the Bank of Scotland. If you have maybe you might want to read a little bit of that, Gail, just that witness statement to show the public what we're dealing with.
Okay, this is what the mega Make Earth Great Again is all about. Justice must be seen to be done. It is the constitutional duty of the Crown in Parliament, or Congress in the United States, to secure the rule of law with justice in mercy as the people's birthright. We seek truth, justice, liberty, and freedom of expression. It is our sovereign birthright under the rule of our laws.
Beautifully said. How true is that? Now this is what I'm going to come on to. To me, one of the most exciting documents, which I sent you separately, is the 1688 Declaration with the Bill of Rights. Now that document, the reason that's the most powerful document in the world, the great John Bingley, he transcribed that from the original skins. Now, that document would work in every single dominion around the world, every court, every parliament. And this is all based on the rule of law and our constitutional rights, we the people. Now, that document has never been repealed because it can't be repealed. So that's our best document to use in every jurisdiction.
Okay, now I think I have that. Maybe I can bring that document up if I can find it.
I sent it to you on WhatsApp.
Yes, and then I have to send it to my email, and then I'll bring it. It's not the one with the is it the Carrington?
It is.
Oh, it is.
There's the Enric and Carrington. That's the first document. So anyone
Okay.
that's listening today that has got an unlawful warrant or any libel where they're trying to take documents, that judgment, that is one of the most powerful documents that anyone can use in the world, because that would work in all jurisdictions.
Oh,
Then
okay.
under that, you've got the amazing 1688 Declaration with the Bill of Rights, which can be used in every dominion around the world.
It doesn't matter what country you're in. It's pretty much handled in the same manner, correct?
Yes. I believe what we've got to discuss today is not what they're doing on this website. This is why this website's powerful and important for the whole of humanity. This website shows every solution we need around the world, in every country, every government, every court. Because, you know, our courts are meant to be governed by God and our parliaments, which is our constitutional rights, we the people.
Yes, and that is not happening as we speak.
We're going to, well, let's make that happen. Let's get this website viral around the world, which has got all the solutions on it, with keeping it as simple as I've said earlier, with the 1688. Yeah.
Yes.
And then if we could also then, if you don't mind, Gail, then go on to the petition pages.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, and this says that I have, and this is you, have set these petitions up to get justice for myself and others who have been affected by the systemic corruption in the family court system and with the insolvency scam. Please sign them and help the victims of these scams. Explain to, well, maybe we should go through this.
Yes, go through it and then I'll explain it simply after you've gone through it, because it's self-explanatory. And this is, as Kerry said, this is more than a petition. And when you have a look, I'll let you have a little look.
Okay. Well, we can read through the 10 Commandments if you like. I am the Lord your God. You shall not have strange gods before me. You shall not take the name of the Lord.
Sorry about that, girl. Someone called me and interrupted the. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you fine. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not kill. Remember to keep the holy day of the Lord's day. You shall not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Are you hearing me okay? Is there a problem?
Thank God you're here.
Okay. What happened? Where did you go? Well, hopefully Michelle will come back on. I'm not sure why she left. But anyway, one of the things that while I'm going through this, she has found through deep research that the following are things to look at when you're questioning the authenticity of a court document. The absence of a court seal. Okay, let me see if she just came back in. Okay. Hi, I didn't know you all of a sudden you weren't there, but.
Oh, yeah, sorry, a call came in and cut the whole thing off, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's that can happen. All right, now let me go back to where I was. I was just going through, because this is very interesting, because I know that this has happened to me before. If you look close enough, sometimes these documents are not properly, they're fake, okay? Absence of a court seal, which is not in keeping with those used by the HMCTS. I'm not sure what that stands for.
That's the court system. Yeah.
The court system. Okay. Court seal, which looks as if it had been copied and pasted in electronically.
That's what they're doing.
This is something that has just occurred in a recent case I'm aware of. Absence of court postal address and name of court and admin staff who produced the document at the bottom on the form. Absence of the court form number, effective date, and revision date at the bottom of the form. Absence of the words Crown copyright. Well, here it would be the U.S. whatever at the bottom of the form. But anyway, these documents are supposed to be prepared in a certain way, and many times they're not, because it's there's something fraudulent going on, and it happens a lot. Do you want me to open any of these in particular?
Well, I can now go through it. You see, the importance of those bullet points, it doesn't matter what country it's in. Like the homepage of my website with Anthony Stansfield, which I'll explain. You don't need to go through it, Gail. But he said, my court documents where they stole everything from me are fraudulent. And then that's why we decided, because all the cases we've investigated across this country, they're fake court documents. So we decided to put those bullet points on the petition pages so that everyone across the world can check their court documents to see if they're fraudulent, which I guarantee most of them will be in one way or another from those bullet points around the world. So that's one great point for everyone. Then on the petition pages, what I decided to do was you name the judge that was involved with the fraud, and you name the law firm. Then you put your petition number, your judgment order number. So in every country, you've got a judgment order number, and name the judge, law firm, then put 60 words in every country what happened to you. Now, when everyone starts looking on the website, we make this viral worldwide, we're going to, number one, see that all the court documents are fraudulent. We're going to see it's the same. People will start looking and thinking, well, actually, that's the same judge, that's the same law firm. So then we start collating the data around the world for each country, showing the pattern with the 60 words of what happened to each human being. And it's the same system worldwide with the same perpetrators, whether it's the law firm or the judge involved in each country. And then people can start then putting class actions together with decent lawyers and then decent judges. And this is how we reform the system, because if it's happening to everyone across the world with the same people in each country, and people can start checking this around the world in each country, that's how we're going to reform it. And then we say, right, enough is enough. We want a complete clean sweep with a constitutional system put in place worldwide to bring back the rule of law, to stop the racketeering. And if there are great lawyers and judges want to jump on board where the ship is sinking, which it is, because the people around the world have had enough of being defrauded, whether they're having their assets or their children stripped, and sometimes it's both. And then we work together with the good lawyers and the good judges to reform the system. But it's got to be a new system with bringing back the rule of law and the Constitution.
Yes, they have totally, they totally ride over the Constitution. I know that here in the United States, they keep people in jail, innocent, supposedly innocent until proven guilty. It's actually just the opposite. And they put people in extremely horrific conditions to force pleas out of them, so they basically give up. It's all it's like psychological warfare against individuals, and they get stripped of everything they ever owned, and maybe, you know, at the lower levels that isn't that much, but it's all they have, and then they're booted out of the jail when they're supposed time is up or whatever, with I think $50 to get to wherever they go. They have nothing. They don't have clothes. They don't have a car. They don't have a place to stay. And everything that's been done has been used against them. And it's very hard to come back up under those conditions. And
I have to say to you, Gail, let me tell you, everyone thinks, oh, she's, you know, had all these big estates and all this money. If I hadn't fought hard for my children and I, like I did, they would have had me living on the streets, but I fought them back.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to give in or give up. They would have done the same to me if I hadn't been the strong woman I am. That I promise you. and my children. But there's no way where we are now as a human race with all this great website, with all these solutions, and for us to not turn this around very quickly. If we can send this website across the world and everyone follows the simple documents on this website and the petitions, which, as Kerry said, they're more than petitions, we will
Yes.
start then collating the data between us all to make this right, and with that 1688 Declaration of Bill of Rights, which I'm going to repeat again because that's the most powerful document, and they cannot repeal that document. I'll repeat that too.
Okay, should I be bringing that document up?
If you can, that's on the petition, just before the petition page on the home page.
Oh, okay. I'll find it then.
You'll see
the
it.
home
The
page?
16, on the
Okay.
1688. You'll see it there. Thank you.
Is this what you're speaking of?
Sorry, Sasha, I can't see the document that.
It's the high-level fraud statement by Anthony Stansfield on the Michelle.
That's the one. That's the one I was speaking about earlier.
Okay.
Sasha, I can't see the documents that.
Let me.
Oh, okay. Maybe you can.
Oh, here it is. The Declaration of Bill of Rights,
That's the one.
1688. Okay. I shall. I'll read it. Okay.
Wonderful.
Sometimes things like this happen, as dreadful as they are, to people like yourself, because God knows you're going to fight back. You're not going to just lay down and let them walk all over you. And it takes some real fortitude to fight back. And I'm so glad that you did fight back, because that helps others as well who don't have the same, we don't know what their path or journey has been, but they might not have the same fortitude you have, is what I'm getting at. So anyway, the Declaration and Bill of Rights, 1688. The Declaration and the Bill of Rights, 1688, gives a people whose legal system has derived its authority directly from the British Crown right to apply the rule of law through our courts and system of justice in defense of their liberty, notwithstanding. The Constitution and the 1688 Declaration and Bill of Rights is the sure foundation of liberty under the law, both in England and much of the wider world. The evidence provided within this website is factual and demonstrate why the people have to reclaim the court systems. The court system, it is, I'll wait till I make a public comment. It is in the public interest that the evidence within this website is kept complete. We seek justice. We seek the truth. We expose the criminals and the corrupt. We have the solution to the current rigged system of justice and the false reporting and narrative of mainstream politics and media. And that is our problem right there. The mainstream media and politics are not for the people.
Can I tell you 2 bits of good news there? I've spoken in Parliament a few times with good people like yourself, Gail, and I'm taking John Bingley to the next meeting in Parliament, where him and Mike Burke will present the 5 exhibits that go with the 1688 Declaration of Bill of Rights. And I've said in Parliament, this is another very good point, and there's a lot of good politicians now that are not corrupt. There's a lot of very good mainstream journalists who are speaking the truth now, and it's getting out of mainstream media. Because what I said last time I was in Parliament, I said to simplify this with our constitution, the other key point, let's do an independent audit on the auditors. Who is auditing the auditors? And then a great mainstream journalist went and did some investigating and found out the head, and I sent it to you on WhatsApp. I'm very happy for you to share it on this show. Found out that the head auditor in this country, in the UK, isn't an auditor. Now, that is very interesting, because that's what I discussed with Kerry is that I'm working with a whistleblower chartered accountant, and she can show how a lot of the big accountancy firms are all interlinked and that there's no auditing being done in this country. And I think it's fantastic that a mainstream journalist that's now gone in the mainstream media, that the head auditor is not auditing and is not an auditor. So that if we did that in every country, someone speaks up within the government, let's all in every country do an independent audit on the head of auditors.
Yes, I think that would be awesome. And if we can just get people to read some of these documents, I know it's long, but it's well worth your time. It's well worth your time. So I think I can provide these documents in the PD, in the, let me see if this works. In the chat, I think. Let me see.
Excellent.
Right. Yes, would someone see if you can open that from the from there and so on. Here's Lenny has a comment. Lenny is a regular follower here. Getting rid of the corrupt is brilliant, but in the UK, we also need to clean up the civil service.
Exactly. Exactly. But you know, what we've got to do is exactly what we've said in each country. We the people have got to get into each parliament with these documents and follow the same, keep it as simple as what's on this website, which will work with a 1688, and then do an independent audit in each country. It's over. Tyranny is then over.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get this other one up. Share.
You know, and
Bear
what
with
else
me.
I put, and sorry to interrupt, Gail, but on the petition page, as you saw, it's not only God's law, which is our constitutional rights as the people, but it's
Okay.
also the Ten Commandments, which even whether you believe in God or not, they're simple principles. You do not lie, cheat, or steal.
Exactly. And that includes the people in the court. not
Absolutely.
the people being tried, because we're seeing just as much corruption on the other side as there, and probably even more in some cases than on the it's just incredible is what it
But
is.
you see, if we start collating the data worldwide on which judges, which law firms, with as Kerry said, the more than petitions, and we start all working together to collate that, that's how we'll reform it. And then we all start taking a room within Parliament, which we the people have the right to do with our constitutional rights, and start demanding all these things that we've discussed.
Yes, it's absolutely critical, because the corruption in the court is being demonstrated. And the thing of it is, and now I don't know how it works in England, but I know that there's a money trail.
Beautifully said. Now that's what we'll find when we do an independent audit. Do you see? That will give us the audit trail of where all the crimes against humanity and all the money they've stolen from us. And you're quite right, girl, whether it's bankruptcy fraud, family court fraud, or it's mortgage fraud or child trafficking, what they do is that on those 4 serious crimes, they threaten people with prison.
Yes.
Now, with me, they said to me, if I didn't sign the bankruptcy documents, I'd go to prison. I spoke to a friend who's blowing the whistle on the tax frauds. She's now just had a letter to say that she's going to have to go to prison. This is what they're trying to do to her, because she's exposing how many people are being defrauded through the tax system. And that's why this document, this John Entrick versus Carrington is an important document because this will stop the false warrants and the documentations with libel.
Wow. Some J Thought says these systems were hijacked a long time ago, and the timeline advanced generationally with the corrupt systems in play. How do you remove, fix, replace a system that has already embedded into society?
What we've just discussed. In each country, we take back control through our governments, we the people, through the Constitution, and everyone signing these documents and using the rule of law in our Constitution. It's our birthright.
Yes, and that includes here in the United States as well, even though it's slight differences in terminology and the way things are said, but basically it's the same. Would you agree with that?
Well, 100%. That's why these documents are on there. Those documents are on this website, can be used worldwide.
Right.
All of them.
Well, I know too in the family court systems, which is one of the ones that you pointed out and have a petition for. We know that here and this happens all over, is that they go from child protective services frequently into some form of child trafficking. And the other thing in the courts, we actually have a form of human trafficking with the straw man, which I know I've heard you talk about before as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think we will find that much of the financing is through the trust accounts that they are able to tap into once they have a person there, because all our court documents, everything will be in the all capitalized letter, which is reference to the so-called straw man. I don't know if they still call them that or not, but it's
Exactly. But I believe, look, I think we have to take one step at a time. And if we bring our constitution back and our rule of law, and then we all do an independent audit in each country, the rest is history.
right. Well, here they have, the way I understand, we have two constitutions. We have the Constitution of America, which was created in 1871, and we have the original organic Constitution, which is the real Constitution for we the people.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's the beauty. You've got to remember this 1688 that John Bingley transcribed. The older the law, the more powerful the law. And so that's where the American Bill of Rights and Constitution came from that that document that John transcribed from the original skins.
Mm-hmm.
So if we all just, you see, there's so many different areas of law you can go into, Gail. And if everyone does that, we're running around like headless chickens. Why don't we all just stick to that 1688 and audit everything?
Good point.
It's over.
Good point. Good point.
If we all did that, they've got nowhere to go. And then in each country, we take back control of our governments. We ask for a room in every country as a national security issue against we the people, that we have the right through our constitution to take back control of those courts and those governments, because they don't belong to the 2%. They belong to we the people.
So how do we get we the people to act? That's always been a little bit of a problem, because people have been brought to the point like, I'm just one person. What can I do? Says 7 billion people, but the problem is there is something you can do. Everybody can make it. Look at the difference you've made already just by creating this website.
Well, it's not just the website. The beautiful thing is we've already had one meeting in Parliament. So we're bringing all the good politicians that will not be bribed, all the good mainstream journalists that are here to do the right thing, whether it's alternative media or mainstream media. This has to be kept so simple. This is the 98% against the 2%. We have to take back control. And this website has got everything on it for everyone to take back control in each country.
Yes. And, I think we will find that much of the financing is through the trust accounts that they are able to tap into once they have a person there. So Yes. And Wow. Is there another?
It's not difficult. I don't believe it's difficult, girl. And I'm very positive. We're very powerful creators, all of us. So if we start keep going into all their different, whether it's the food, the air, or the water, whatever they're doing, and focus on what they're doing. Let's not focus on what they're doing. Let's focus what's on this website where we can reverse it all. Look at that great journalist, that mainstream journalist. The head auditor in this country is not an auditor. Everyone that's listening, do it in every country. Find out in each country who's auditing the auditors and get the journalists, whether mainstream or alternative, to investigate it as a national security issue, that we have the right to find out where our money's going.
Right. Is this, let me see if this particular thing will show up. I'm going to share a different page.
I mean, I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised, but I do know now through experience how to handle the mainstream media. And I did put them on notice. I said to them, where there was a lot of nonsense about my family and I, the same as what they did to Trump with the fake Russian narrative. I said,
Oh
if
my God.
anyone else, I said, if anyone else lies, I said, here's my website, I'll sue you.
It's just amazing what they have continued to do to this man. Let me see.
He's going to win with glory. Do you know the great thing? I bumped into a lady the other day that I saw. She lives in California. I hadn't 9 months ago. I saw her. She was voting for Biden. She said, "There's no way." She said, "All my friends now, they're all voting for Trump. What the state of the US, what he's done to it. You know, they've got nowhere to go. They can't even rig the elections because there's too many people on Trump's side."
I know, it's amazing. And the more they drag him through the courts and try to do things to him, the more popular he becomes. There was one show.
Exactly.
There was one show that said, "Yeah, go ahead, do it, throw him in jail. We the people will get him out." It just brings him more and more support because it's so obvious what they are doing. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, we've been doing this a long time. People like you and I and Kerry and many others, Alex Jones, etc., etc. But, you know, I believe there's so many people now researching. No one's going to tolerate this nonsense anymore.
Yes, and that's why that was the beauty of so many of people telling, do your own research, do your own research. I mean, you can have certain people that you follow and you look to because you like the information that comes from them. But when you start doing your own too, you see it even more. It impacts you more. It gets into your um, um, it gets into your blood, so to speak, and you just want to know more and more and more because you're going, "Oh my God, I don't believe this. I don't believe this." I mean, I started this journey probably over a decade ago, and I just became literally obsessed with it because I couldn't believe what I found going on.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, isn't it? Once you start investigating, girl, you know, you think, well, there's no way when you start seeing how deep it goes. Once you know that, you know, you just don't give up till we get there, and we are getting there.
We are getting there, and so many more people are coming on board, and that's what we need. The people need to unite and stand together.
Exactly. No more division. No more division with any more countries. No more wars. We know every war's a banker's war. We know who's behind it. You know, the people know now, and that they can't do any more unlawful lockdowns because people won't tolerate it. People aren't
Yeah,
going to lose any more of their businesses, and they're not going to take the kill shot. You know, it's over.
it is. I can't believe they even have the audacity to try to do it again. I guess
Yeah.
they really think humanity is stupid, and we're not stupid.
No, no, we're
We're
not.
easily fooled because of our heart, because we just can't believe someone would do that.
Well, they're inhumane, aren't they? You know, let's be frank, they're absolute psychopaths. So
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, they're not there. Yeah, so you know, but they've been completely nothing will stop what's coming. I mean, the whistleblower that's also I'm working with, Sally, and she's got a second gagging order on her. I did a show with her with Romola D that's on the video link page, and that's all about Lloyd's of London. And I warned Sally not to go to the establishment. I said, Michael O's ex-Ministry of Defence Police, an amazing man, ex-CID. I've worked with him for years. We worked on the website together with the great John Bingley and many others. But Michael O and I can show that Sally, because which is what was also important is on the petitions is to check for the fraudulent court documents, or just putting it very blunt, fake court documents. She's got 2 gagging orders and both of them are fake. And they've done that to try and stop her exposing the collusion with the Crown and the Rothschilds through the Lloyd's of London documents we've got. And you might want to go onto that page actually, Gail. If you have a look at the library page,
Okay.
and then look at the list of syndicated judges.
The library page. Okay. Here you have an extensive library of documents, video, and other evidence demonstrating shocking systemic fraud in our courts, law firms, insolvency service, and press. So, and here are, documents for people. Please go to this website. It's awesome. There's so much information here. And
it's all factual, girl. Everything on there is factual evidence. On the library page, you'll see there's a list of nearly 300 syndicated judges.
Wow.
On the library page.
Oh, list of syndicated judges?
Yeah, nearly 300. Can you see that on the library page?
Let me open it.
Thank you.
List of syndicated judges. I must scroll down. Okay, so we would need to do this in the US too.
Exactly. I'm going to explain a little something about that once you find it, and just have a look at all the different areas where the judges were syndicated.
Yeah, I have. I have it up right now, and I'm just kind of scrolling through it. So anyone that's in the audience, you can open this page yourself on your own computer and look at the different pages, because there's 51 pages here.
Yeah. Now, shall I explain the evidence on that?
Yes.
Right, the evidence on that was from a whistleblower inside Lloyd's of London, which they never thought we, the people, would get. They're called the Blue Books. And the reason those judges are syndicated, through these Blue Books, you had nearly every prime minister and president across the world also in the Blue Books. These are about 30 years old, these books. But what's interesting is not only are they syndicated, the judges, and also we've got the list of politicians and also the royal family, all syndicated through the Blue Books. Now, what they've actually done is, in this country, they're syndicated through the Ministry of Justice, through a company called Equitas. Who owns that company now? Equitas, through the Ministry of Justice? Warren Buffett.
Ha! Okay. Okay.
So, and what's interesting with it, Gail, is that the whistleblower, maybe we can, I'd like to do a show with, whether it's you or with Kerry with her. I'm just trying to get her, because she's very scared and nervous at the moment because they threatened her with prison. But we've just proved her gagging orders are fake, and I'm trying to get her to do a show proving the gagging orders are fake. And then she's the one with all the inside information on Lloyd's of London. But what was interesting, even though that list is about 20, 30 years old on the judges, is that all the judges had a vested interest where they had family members, whether it was cousins, brothers, sisters, taking over. So it went down the family line so they could keep the corruption going. So
Wow.
that's why now going back to the petition pages, if everyone in each country names the judges on the petition page, we start to see a pattern.
Wow. Yeah. Somebody's asking, could you please explain what syndicated means in reference to?
Well, what I believe the syndication is, from working with the whistleblower, is that they're syndicated with the royal families and with the politicians where they have shares in the companies where they're stealing from we the people. That's what I believe the syndication is.
Okay. Well, a lot of people are counting on this Nisara Gasara happening and thinking that's going to solve all the problems. But I think our problems are bigger than that. I mean, go beyond that. That certainly will help a lot of people. But there's a lot that needs to be corrected.
I think it has to be kept simple. Let's audit the accounts.
Yeah.
Let's audit the accounts.
Well, somebody
bring
said
back the Constitution. Yeah, simple.
Exactly. Because they've complicated it with all different kinds of codes and statutes, which are frequently in violation of the original Constitution. Marbury versus Madison is a prime example of how
Beautiful.
they've
Yeah.
used codes and statutes to usurp constitutional rights. Just as an example, our supposed right to travel has been usurped, and it's gotten almost a Nazi stance. Show me your papers, and if you don't show me your papers, or you don't have all the papers in proper order, because who knows, maybe you were between jobs or any number of things. And then what they do is then they confiscate your property, which I think is theft of property. They tow it away. I'm referring to the car, when in fact they take the right to travel and they turn it into statutes and codes which violate. They take a right, make it a privilege, and charge a fee for it, to make a long story short. And that's unconstitutional.
It is unconstitutional. Yeah. So if we stick to these simple principles and the simple documents, which they can't repeal on this website, and we all follow that same thing from this website, we're all going to win. And then audit them. That's it. This is not complicated. What makes it complicated, Gail, is people go down all different areas of law. Well, if that particular document can't be repealed and we can use it in every jurisdiction, why don't we all just stick to that?
Exactly.
And we'd win this so much quicker, because this isn't about egos or personalities. Let's stick to what's going to work. And there is nothing that can override our constitutional rights worldwide with that 1688 Bill of Rights. Not anything. They can't repeal it.
Mm-hmm. It seems that we need a big problem is the bar. I hate to say it, but at least here, they defend pedophiles, they defend corruption, they defend fraud, and we the people are paying the price. So a way to rectify this is by working with what you have on this website.
Absolutely. We clean house. And then if there's good lawyers and good judges that want to come on board with us as the ship is sinking, which it needs to sink, then let them. But we have to go back to our basic rule of law and our natural law, which is God's law.
Yeah, and that's been totally usurped over the years.
But we've allowed it, really, Gail, and I do believe that the division has to stop. I stopped working with the mainstream media because they'd lied about me. But now that they're beginning to come on board, because let's be frank, they've lost a lot of business through the alternative media, where what I decided to do many years ago is, because the courts and the media weren't telling the truth, I just did the obvious, went to the best people I work with in the alternative and put all the documents up and work with great people telling the truth. Now they're in a position now, the mainstream media, they've lost a lot of business. But if they want to come right and we don't divide and we all work together and audit these criminals, and we all bring back the abundance that's there, and all work together. I'm very happy with that. I'm sure everyone is that's listening to this conversation.
Definitely. One of the things somebody brought up earlier too was the fact that having a money system is part of the problem. But most people can't wrap their head around anything else and how that would work if you didn't have a money system, because other races outside of this world do not operate with a money system. It's just like the animals don't have to pay somebody in order to live. And
that's true, but remember, we look after our animals. See, I've never thought a money system is wrong in the right hands. It's just the money system we've been enslaved with the 2%. Once we take that away from the 2%, we the people, with what we've discussed on this conversation, then it's a totally different ball game. Then everyone can prosper, everyone's free, and then we can use it to our advantage. We can have all the suppressed technology, all the natural remedies for natural medicine.
Yeah,
been suppressed. And it's all out there. So we mustn't sit back and talk about the problems. Let's resolve them with the solutions.
Exactly. And you've come up with a lot of solutions that people can use right on the website. And
yeah.
Are you familiar with Pascal Najati? Have you heard of him?
Yes,
okay.
I have.
Okay. Well, he's saying a lot that we're in really good shape and across the board. And what do you think about that? What do you think about what he is saying, what he's putting out right now?
I believe most of what he's saying is true.
Okay, good.
You
so
know,
it's not just
I'm a big fan of the white hats.
Yes. Okay. Good.
Who wouldn't be?
Really? Definitely changes in order.
I think what people forget, girl, this hasn't been an easy task for the white hats. This is thousands upon thousands of years and even more of slavery. For them to go and clean house, the spider has it's intersected everywhere. So it's been a big job to clean this whole big operation up. And I think they've worked miracles, considering. I know with my own case, girl, and people can criticize Trump. I've had lots of people come in who are apparently on my side that have betrayed me. He's had the same. We're human beings. We try and lead with our heart and trust people. And and there's been a lot of really bad people betraying Trump, and I've had the same happen to me.
Backstabbing. Yeah. And a lot of times it's in relation to some kind of money or status that is given to them as a result. I mean, just what happened recently with our Speaker of the House and sending all this foreign aid and stuff, finding out later that he took like a $500,000 bribe, that kind of thing. That's where the money system is bad, because it's people the whole political system, because it's so money based, that just creates a great opportunity for corruption.
I think if we go back to God's law and our Bill of Rights and our basic principle on the commandments, and remove the 2%. Remember, they've always been in place, and all these perpetrators, whether they're politicians, journalists, judges, lawyers, in the medical field, whatever, that have betrayed humanity, they've got to be dealt with.
Yes, I do. There has to be some consequences, and that's what we haven't seen publicly. I know behind the scenes, I'm aware of things that are we believe are happening, but it hasn't been made public, and it would be really helpful to have the truth out there for the public to see. It might be shocking, but truth has
Is it shocking anymore, though, Gail? Think about it. Is it shocking anymore? Everyone's done their research now. Everyone knows. Look at the great Robert David Steele, who I worked with many years ago with Sasha Stone. As he said to me in 2018 with the ITNJ, there are 8 million children disappearing a year. And that is linked to the financial crimes because they use the blackmail regarding the financial crimes to whether they give them a payoff or use the paedophilia. And he always said the paedophilia is the glue. And you know, there's too many people now that will not tolerate anymore.
And that's what we need, those people to stand up. And you know, courage is courageous. Courage is contagious, is what I meant to say. And your courage and your standing up and putting this together, it affects other people. And that's the beauty of it, because it gives them more gumption to do the same thing.
Oh, well, thank you, Gail, and the same to you and all the other many great people out there doing the work. But, you know, I do think the division has been a big problem, and we all have to come together now and do what's on this website to keep it that simple, and we all follow that. Look, I've always said it, you know, it's not my work, it's God's work, you know, and
it is
and
God's
you know,
work.
It is God's work. We're in biblical times, you know.
We definitely are. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I've just turned to the whistleblowers page, and I think we should go over this a little bit, if you don't mind.
Fantastic.
I love this statement, and I used it in the description. Evil prospers when good men do nothing. And that's why we have been where we're at this time, because too much that we could have stopped, we didn't stop. And we do have to be accountable for the things that we have allowed to happen, because people think that they didn't have any say, but yes, they did. They just allowed a lot of things to go on, and it just built up and built up and built up. But anyway, I like what you have written here, so I'm just going to read it. We are currently facing true evil through the controlled media, which is being used to orchestrate the injustice which is being perpetrated against we the people. The courts are collapsing under a tidal wave of corruption, and this extends to the insolvency service, which they privatized in order to bring in the New World Order, where it is hidden in plain sight. And this is why they are asset stripping people of their wealth and assets and controlling the money supply. The family courts and child protection services are broken, with innocent families being asset stripped of their children and wealth, meaning they cannot defend themselves as the family court system is rigged. If you have information regarding any aspect of the above matters, please contact us. And they, in complete confidence, non-disclosure agreements and confidentiality agreements are available on request. If you are a member of any organization listed here, please contact us in the box below or click here. So this is an opportunity to be a whistleblower and be protected at the same time. And this could be anyone from the judiciary, the court staff, legal professionals, law firms, accountancy firms, civil service, local government, houses of parliament or Congress. In here, it would be, you know, in the states, the state Congress. I mean, that's all part of a corporate system, whether you're in the state or what have you. banking and financial industry, HMRC, all jurisdictions, medical, nursing, healthcare professionals, social workers, National Audit Office. Where we go one, we go all. So even when one person files something, it makes a difference because it goes out into the information field, if you will, and begins to be absorbed, and then others do it as well. It becomes like it spreads.
Well, this is why, girl, that to me, this website is for everyone. And if we all work together on this website with these great solutions and all stick to these, rather than all running around like headless chickens doing different things, this is the solutions that they can't deny us of. So if we all work together on this, and we can all work together to make this happen and accelerate it.
Definitely.
Every document's on there to help anyone that's going through the system regarding judicial corruption and the racketeering. To anyone that's listening, whether they're a judge or a law firm, or they're an insolvency practitioner, or they're a social worker, put your head on the pillow at night. There's a God in heaven, and you will not be going there unless you start doing the right thing and coming clean and stopping this corruption, because it is coming to an end. So it's better you come forwards now with the whistleblower page rather than leave it until it's too late for you. Anyone that's stealing or lying against another human being has to come forward now with a clean slate. And speaking of clean slate, I want to bring up, because I know you've got them within your information, the beautiful root products, because I'm all about solutions, Gail.
Oh,
And
right.
anyone that's listening today, please order the root products from Gail, because these products I've been on for 2 years. They help children that have got autism. They're speaking within a few days. Any cancers, the COVID jab, the products are proven and do exactly what they say. And the clean slate is a good way to start to clean your system out from all the heavy metals and toxins that are in the food, the air, and the water. There's protection against 5G. And Clayton and Dr. Christina Ron, they're beautiful people. Their heart and soul they've put into these products. And so if anyone's listening, please order from Gail, because they've changed my life. And my dog's on the Bill and Coo, the dog version, and they are just incredible products. And what I like about them, Gail, and for your audience to order from you, is that the way they've set the system up, it's got a reward plan. So anyone that's listening that's having financial problems, they get other people on these products and order through you. And then the next person orders through the next person. So we do it with integrity. So whoever recommends the products, they come to you today because this is your show. And then they set up a link with the products for the next person. And, they really are health and wealth for everyone. And I can't recommend them high enough. I know Sasha Stone, he's been taking the products and promoting them for the right reasons for the last couple of years. But
Yeah, I looked at them. I definitely thought they were excellent products. There's no doubt about that. I know a lot of people out there are carrying the products because they are good products. I have another
amazing.
detox product that I like that's known as Masterpiece, and I think that's a great product. And then drug-free Super Patch are very interesting products too.
Yeah.
So I do try to carry things that I've actually used myself and that I really think work. Otherwise, I wouldn't carry it.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's amazing, isn't it, where we are? There's all these great people now with all natural remedies.
Yeah, it seems like they're just coming out of the woodwork now, because these
Yeah.
solutions have been around. Let's face it, Mother Nature has solutions for everything, but she's actually been stolen from, because what happens is your pharmaceutical companies will take a natural substance from a plant, and then they tweak it chemically so they can call it their own, because they can't do it with a natural product, or market it as a pharmaceutical. So, but those pharmaceuticals cause people so many problems. So whenever you can use something natural, herbal, or drug-free, it makes a big difference in your health. And we are inundated with junk that is harmful to our heavy metals, plastics, forever chemicals, things of that nature. And the Root brands, Masterpiece and Super Patch and More Vital are great products, and they all help with that. So
Yeah. Well, I think this has been a great conversation, Gail. I really appreciate your time today, and I'm sure this will be one of many. And what I would like to do as we move forward with you and with Kerry is some of these other great people that are on my website who I work with, who I know have integrity, who I know are doing the right thing for humanity. Maybe we can do some future shows, and you and I can, and I'll introduce them, and we can come on together. And so we can implement these, for instance, with the 1688 and the great Michael O, who I work with most days, and Anthony Stansfield, who's was the previous crime commissioner. These people are legends, that I work with, and I'm honoured to work with them. But there's no stopping what's coming.
I'm honored to have you on my show, and I'm willing to do that. And I'm always willing to work with Kerry as well, and take this further, because I think it's important. And if we can get people motivated to do some of these things, that can make all the difference in the world. Because, just like you said, nothing can stop what's coming, and the truth is coming.
Absolutely.
And change is coming.
Yeah.
So.
Let's make Earth great again, and God bless you, and God bless all your audience, and let's do everything we've discussed with the hard evidence, beautiful documents to back it up on this beautiful website.
Yes. Thank you so much for creating that, and thank you everyone for being here today. And with that being said, we will close this show down, and we will be having another. But I encourage you to go to the website, read some of the documents that we spoke of, and we can discuss them in greater depth in future shows, and see how things are going, and see how things are changing, and be a part. Step up. Courage is contagious. So when you step forward, it makes someone else step forward. And that's what we need. Humanity needs to stand up and be counted.
Absolutely. And on those words, God bless you, Gail, and many thanks.
And many thanks to you too. And we'll see you all again. Shine your light. Do your part. Thank you.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers, stronger than ever. Never say never. Don't look back now. Don't look back now. Rise up, stand with each other. We are sisters and brothers, finding our place and running the race. We'll take our chance and seize the destiny awaits. We are all the actors in the stories we create. Hope will be our guide. We'll no longer hide. When we roll like thunder, feel the wonder from inside. This is the time we form the chorus. Left your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show